something. Oh, here. Is this okay? All right, thank you. So we already had it planned, and so when at Founders Day, this is when this all happened, the presidents got together and said, let's kick this off. So naturally, I am the chairperson for economic development for Trent Alumni Chapter. So I said, okay, let's do it. I mean, I read the book. My church in Shiloh did this a couple of years ago, pre the workbook. So I was very familiar with some of the concepts. In fact, I already built some of the concepts in. Every, April for our chapters is Financial Fortitude Month. What I do, what the committee does is that we have a monthly, every day in April you do something financial. And a lot of what we do that month of April was taken straight from dfree because my church has already been exposed to it about 4 or 5 years ago when Pastor initially put the book out. We got it on right ahead. So I knew it already. So it wasn't I didn't have to learn it per se because I was very familiar with some of the concepts, the global concepts. This was pre the workbook. This was pre the rollout, everything we have now. So I'm like, wow, it really sort of kind of evolved. So what we're doing now, and I have a great committee. 2 of the members from economic development are here. So, whoo-hoo, raise the roof happy. And Denise, God bless Denise, she said, whatever you want, I'm here. So it's really nice that we have 4 sorors who committed to the training, which is going to make it real easy to really sort of kind of roll it out. So what we're envisioning is using the Empowerment Day to kick it off. So how the Empowerment Day is structured, we have a keynote. We're hoping to have a keynote. We're praying to have a keynote. We're talking about that more. And then have breakout workshops, which, of course, the workshops focus on our 5-point thrust. And so on economic development thrust, we're going to actually do dfree. And we're blessed because Kim is she's the administrator for First Baptist Lincoln Gardens. So she's going to facilitate that particular workshop. So it's sort of things that were naturally built in that's making it sort of kind of easy for us to sort of roll it out to the community. And part of what we were talking about, what is that going to look like for the community? Because we're anticipating about 200 people to come to our Empowerment Day, but also we know that this is a chapter initiative as well. So we were just talking about, well, I'm a goal person, so I'm like, well, how many chapter sorors do we want to participate as long as the community? Because we know people are going to be excited about it. People are going to want to sign up for it. So what does that look like? So we've already been talking about we're going to have sign-up sheets. We are going to have our location designated. We're going to talk about I think we're going to use the module. So we already talked about, okay, what is that going to look in our calendar? And we've even talked about what 2015-16 service year looks like. For those of you who are chairpersons, you know that planning calendar is due pretty soon. So, it's an easy fit to sort of already put things in place for now, but also next service year and what that was going to look like. So that's why I talked about the workshops. So if we know about what workshops are going to be, we can already build that into our service calendar for 2015-16. So we're excited. I'm really, really nervous because this is going to be this is our first Community Empowerment Day, but some of the energy that we get back from it, because, it's Trenton. Trenton has a lot of different needs, and one of which, just trying to get our community to understand what debt is. And also, we're excited about that. But I'm scared because I'm like, well, what does that look like? I'm like, okay, what does that look like for us? But Michelle has said, we're going to support you. We're going to be there for you, whatever type of stuff you need. So I'm really excited about having that support and knowing that I'm not doing it by myself. I have 3 committee members that took a Saturday. And, you guys know that there was an Omega service for one of our founding members today in Darby, Pennsylvania. So to come and still be training, that shows the commitment too. So I'm just happy about the support. That's it.
Thank you so much, Morella. Wasn't that helpful? Because Morella just made it real for you and thinking about how we can get this done. And now is the time, because it's our planning season in Delta, and we know when we get to that convention also, we know that a part of the financial fortitude is getting sorors out of debt. So I already see other chapters signing up for $1 Billion Challenge, but it started here in the East, so I just don't want to be left behind, okay? So thank you. I love that. We'll be here to support you any way that we can, even if we need to get Pastor Sori's suitcase of books out there for you, we'll make it happen, right? So thank you. I want Heather to come up and just talk a little bit about her launch, because she's launching tomorrow. So she's going to need our prayers. Amen? So just a few words on how you're getting started. So, Heather?
Well, good afternoon, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. I'm going to just do like that. I'm Heather, and I stumbled upon dfree. I was with my husband, who's Dr. Joseph Woods. He's the General Secretary for the General Baptist Convention of New Jersey. He's also the Senior Servant Leader for the St. Philip's Baptist Church in Hamilton. And I came to... Oh, excuse me, this just happened. And the moderator of the Higher Ground Association, which is the sixth association for the General Baptist Convention of New Jersey. Okay, so I was at an event that he came to. You know, I support whenever I can. Plus, I just love church. So we came to an event here, and it was a conference for dfree. Now, I don't like to talk about money, okay? I just like to spend it. That's it. And so I got to sit through this thing, and when we got here, we got to the hotel, I was so nervous because I'm like, we're going to go through this conference, which means when we get home, we're going to have to talk about money and how we're going to make it work. I don't want to talk about any of that, okay? I don't want to stop my spending habits. I just don't. So I came into the conference, and I was tight. I was like, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm just going to watch. But as the people began to get up and give their stories, I saw myself in at least 3 of the 5 or 6 stories that were shared. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. Now, if she can do it, and I could do it, plus I like her shoes, and she can still manage this thing, I can do it too. So I started to get a little hype, as they say. So we had these breakout sessions, and, you know, I didn't want to follow my husband to the preacher's little session. So I'm like, gosh, I got to pick one of these things to go to. So I went to the certification. And still a little excited about what I just witnessed, but still very reserved. I'm not getting in here talking to these people about nothing. You remember about nothing that's going on with me. But I'm telling you, probably 15 minutes into the session upstairs, you probably couldn't shut me up. I had something to say. I wanted to participate in everything. It was my breakthrough moment for dfree. Now, am I dfree? No, but I'm on my way. Okay. It has opened my awareness. I have begun to change some things in my life. I realized that I don't really need to spend that much, because when I finally got in there and organized my closet, I was like, gosh, I got so much stuff. But I'm definitely on my way. And so what I am doing tomorrow, my husband and I, we started to talk about dfree and how can I bring this awareness to the people. I like people. I like to talk to people. And the Lord has blessed me. I'm influential. So how can I bring this to the people? Well, we decided to start first at our church and through our church school. So my husband restructured the church school process, whereas you normally come in and go through your little book, and that's how you do church school. Well, we're not doing it like that anymore. We're having 3 classes that will run for 12 weeks. One of them is dfree, another one is an evangelism class, and another one, I don't remember. So all of these classes will run for 12 weeks consecutive, and then at the end you graduate and you can go take the next course, and a new group of people will come in and take my dfree course. My class is the biggest class because everybody wants First Lady to teach them something, and so I'm excited. Like, yes, however you get here, just get here, because I'm getting ready to rock your world. So tomorrow, we will start our first class, and it will be an introduction to what dfree is about. We'll talk about their pre-work and all of that. We've been doing some marketing. We've been letting people know that this exists in our church bulletin. We've been listing the 3 classes. They've been doing pre-registration for the course. I am not buying books for people. However, tomorrow during our first intro session, they will have the opportunity, 1, to learn about what dfree is about. And I like today, it just kind of refreshed me. It's not about me changing your finances, but it's about us empowering each other to get control over how we handle our money so that it does not control us. So we'll come in and talk about that, and we will also sign up for the billiondollarpaydown.com. I'll have my computer up, and they will sign up. And we will also be able to go and order books so that when they come for the next class, we'll have the books for them. So I'm excited about what the Lord is going to do through dfree. I'm really excited because I did what Tamika talked about, skimming through the book, going through some of the things in my workbook, and some of them I got to, I was like, Lord, I got to close this. I can't deal with this right now. But as a instructor, I will go through it, and I will do it, because you cannot stand before a group of people and talk about something that you've not experienced. So I've started going through, even though I read the book, I'm back on chapter 1, reading it all over again. We're doing our workbook again and actually walking through the exercises. So tomorrow I don't just stand before them as a robot, because that trainer's guide can make you a robot if you do not do your own work. But I will stand before them with experience of going through the book, and we'll have conversation about how we walk through these 12 steps, how it's changing our lives. So I am not debt free. I like to spend my money. Never in a million years did I think I would be teaching somebody about being D-free. All 3 and 6 of the D's. I never thought I would do that, but here I am. I'm doing it, and I know that the Lord will bless me in the process. God bless you.
Wasn't that awesome? And that's the beauty of just hearing the other stories, because what we're talking about now is how to get started, right? So I want to hear just from 2 more people, just so that we make sure, because everybody's in a different space. So Michelle, if you want to come up from Montclair. Montclair is in a unique space because they are just getting started. And so I said, if nothing else, you can get feedback on your ideas, because now that we're starting to visualize this and connect dots on how it can be done, we're here to help one another, all right? So Michelle?
Good morning. I'm excited. As the other Michelle said, we're just starting. But I can tell you, last night we kind of opened up to we had chapter meeting. And we started talking about D-Free and the $1 billion challenge last night, just to introduce it to the chapter. And I can tell you, we had 12 people sign up that they would be willing to work with the committee at that point. And those of you chapters are here, you know how hard it is sometimes to get people to work on economic development. So we're on the way. I've been here. I've been inspired this morning. I have been live emailing and texting to people all morning. Our chapter president knows exactly what we're doing. I think she's probably streaming it. She is in Philadelphia, but I think it's on her phone, because she sent me a couple of things that I know she must be listening to what's going on, and we're ready to go. I've already told her that we are on the sometimes you take a past president's point of privilege to tell her we're on the chapter agenda for April for Financial Fortitude Month. And she says, okay. So we will be doing something there. We will be just kind of jumping in, and you know how sometimes you have to jump in the water and just float, and that's what we're going to do. We're thinking about how we can not only do this for the parents of some of our gyms and Delta Academy, because and Embody. So we're trying to, as we think about integrating that kind of information to that. And I can also announce that we're going to be doing Jabberwock for 2015-16. So we will be integrating D-Free, because, you know, that's a lot of fundraising. We work a lot with families. So we will be thinking about doing that also. And I'm going to be listening to everything here. Trenton, you gave me a couple of ideas, which I live emailed to somebody. And moving forward with this, I look at it as a personal opportunity and an opportunity for both the empowerment of our sorors and the communities that we serve, because public service is more than just, as we say, feeding. It's also teaching people how to fish.
Excellent. All right. I'm feeling inspired. Is that my book? Okay. Yep. Thank you. Okay, so that's awesome, because I wanted you to hear that we're all in different places. Something else to consider, and you just put the idea in my mind, is the other call that we have, at least within Delta, is to make sure that we're intertwining social action in all of our ministries. And so you can think about D-Free, and you think about debt, and you think about the predatory lending. There's also social action in that as well, because they are starting regulation to look at how to, is that social action, Chair? All right, talking to you. looking at how we can put a cap on that. So it'll still be a problem in our community, but it's an opportunity for us to let our voices be heard, and that's what we do, right? So we can also do that in the congregations of churches as well. So lastly, but not least, I want Allison to come up from North Jersey and just talk about where you guys are, because we can help one another. And as Michelle said, you know, in pulling this together, I would like us to talk and brainstorm and text one another so we can support, so we can make this easy to launch. All right? So Allison, tell us about North Jersey.
Okay. Well, the first thing I want to say is there's 12 steps, but if there's a step 0, that's where we are right now. Okay? Okay. So, but I am happy to be here today, and I have been truly inspired not only by, you know, all the stories that we heard, but even how the pastor was able to talk about how the church had been able to take advantage of the results to even build even more. And I think that's what we as a chapter are going to be able to do as well, and we look forward to that. We have about 7 people, I think, committed to the to this project, and we are just getting started, but we're happy to say that we got almost everybody here today for this session, so I think we're going to be ready to go forward. I don't think we have a schedule yet. Again, we're at step 0, but I think we now have the tools and the information that we need to move forward